The Great Pyramid of Giza is an octahedron. It's got a rectangular base with triangular sides, and it's the same shape as the cavities that form inside of the 64 tetrahedron grid. So this object is in resonance with the structure of the fabric of the vacuum of the universe. It's perhaps an amplifier of energy. It's perhaps a purifier of water. It certainly was not a tomb for the pharaoh. No mummy has ever been found inside of a pyramid, certainly not in this one. 2,300,000 stones, each one an average of 2 tons, supposedly laid in a 20-year period. But if you do the calculations, you'd have to lay a stone every 3 minutes, every daylight hour, 365 days a year for 20 years to get that job done. And if it was built by farmers that were caring for the crops, which is now the updated version of the standard model of archaeology, then you're having to lay a stone every 30 seconds. There's certainly no trees around here to roll these stones on. And the quarry for these stones is over 100 miles away. How they brought them here is unknown. How it was built is totally unknown. The first white male anthropologist to come across this thing couldn't find a door, so he did what many white males would probably think to do, which is blow a hole in the side of this thing with dynamite. Somehow he found one of the chambers that goes up at 26 degrees, half of the angle of the outside of the pyramid, which is 54 degrees. We just went inside to the king's chamber, and the granite blocks on the ceiling are over 100 tons. We can hardly move 100 tons with modern technology today. We certainly don't have cranes that can move these blocks. And they're up at elevation. They're not at the bottom of the pyramid, they're about in the middle. So the question is, how did they do that? And how is it that all the weight of the pyramid after all this time is still on that ceiling, but it hasn't caved in? This pyramid is aligned to magnetic north. The tip of the pyramid is only 1 centimeter off the axis of the base, which is 13 acres square. And it's on a tectonic plate that is so stable that with all this time and all this erosion and earthquakes and all this, it's still intact. It's one of the most amazing feats ever on the planet, and I think we're all still trying to figure out how this is possible. But it's certainly an indication that ancient peoples had a profound knowledge of the geometry of space and the geometry of the universe. Modern science and modern physics is now pointing to the fact that there's a geometry to the structure of space. Everything that we see is made of atoms, and atoms are 99.999999% space. And so the theoretical structure of the fabric of that space is foundational to understanding the universe. If you can understand the structure of space, then you understand the structure of everything in the universe, because everything in the universe is made inside that space. No matter how big or how small you go, space is there. And so maybe by understanding space and by understanding the geometry of everything, including ancient structures like this pyramid, we can understand better how to be, how to resonate, and how to act in the space.